Welcome back to the Expansion Pack Podcast, where we download this week's content and bring it to you. I'm your host, Danzel, aka Black Ice 8, joined by my amazing co-host, starting off with Manny, aka Gloopmaster Flex. Say hi to the people.
What's up? What's up? It's my first day being a Hitman.
Show what's that?
All right. And we got Chris, aka May 25th. How you doing, my guy?
Yeah, you know, it's just another day. Sorry, y'all see what I did there? Sorry, let's go. Sorry. That was good, though, right? Come on, y'all.
God.
Come on, y'all.
Anyways, so
that's the new slogan. Sorry for me. Sorry. Go ahead.
It's been an interesting week and clearly an interesting day in the gaming world. Well, yeah, as always, we'll start off with what are you guys playing?
Well, you already know, I've been a cowboy partner for the last couple of days, working on my moonshine shack. Yeah!
You picked back up Red Dead?
Oh, yeah, man. Red Dead's actually lit. Like,
yeah,
they've been updating it. They've been updating it for, like, you know, last couple of years. So, you know, they better have some good content. We dove back in, you know what I'm saying?
So, specifically Red Dead Online?
I've been playing that, you know, bounty hunters as well as moonshine shack holders, you know what I'm saying? And then, what is it called? A little bit of Hitman, of course.
Okay. It's your first day as the assassin, as you mentioned.
I wish I had, like, sunglasses and, like, a suit to just, like, put on the stream. I just need to go bald, too. But
shave all that hair off.
I ain't shaving.
All right, Chris, what about you? What are you playing, man?
I haven't really been playing a lot of much this week. It's been a really light gaming week for your boy. A little bit of Cyberpunk here and there. I'm actually getting my character to a really nice spot now. All of my cyberware mods are legendary, and my money's getting up there. I'm starting to be able to craft the guy I want. You know, just looking how I want him. Pause. That, and then a little bit of Destiny. As much as I was ragging on it last week, and I will continue to rag on it until I see some massive improvements for the veteran players. But the Hawkmoon quest was wild. We did that earlier today, and so that was pretty fun. And that's about it for me on terms of games, man. It's been a light week.
So y'all want me to get back on Destiny 2, and you said it's not that great with content?
Because for you, there's a shit ton of content. For us, we've done everything.
Exactly. For new players, there's plenty to do. There's an overabundance of things to do. But right now, for us, who've been in it for a little while, you know, it's kind of stale. We're waiting for the new season to drop in 2 weeks. So, yeah. But for myself, I've been diving into more Warzone recently. That's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, we caught a dub the other day.
I caught a couple dubs this week in particular, but yeah, it's Warzone. You know, having fun diving back into that. Definitely put it down for quite a while. So yeah, diving into it, seeing some of the changes that they made in the world and the new subway system and all that stuff. I'm having a lot of fun with that. And of course, Hitman 3 dropped last Tuesday, so been playing a lot of that as well. Having a ton of fun. Like, we'll talk a little bit more about Hitman 3, you know, in a little bit, but I just feel like it's the puzzle game that nobody talks about. So I love that game, having a lot of fun with it. And then, of course, as Chris mentioned, been diving into Destiny 2 as well. We just jumped into that new secret mission for the Hawkmoon Catalyst. Very difficult, very stressful.
Wild.
Very stressful, but satisfying at the same time. So yeah, that's pretty much been it for me.
Nice.
Yeah. So as always, we'll dive into Chris's icebreakers. So take it away, my guy.
Hi, Birdman hands. Okay. The icebreaker is, what genre of games do you guys think is hate to be negative here, but what genre of games do you guys not think is going to make it through the next decade? Because I feel like over the course of the last, over the course of gaming in general, not every genre makes it, right? And then some rise to the cream of the crop, some fall to the wayside. Because like we always rag on Final Fantasy, those Japanese style RPGs, they're probably not nowhere near as popular as they used to be. So like they used to be up here, now they're kind of down here. So that's my question. I don't know if you have to say it in terms of the genre completely just being wiped off the face of the planet, but just falling from grace, or maybe falling from that mid tier to the low tier. What y'all think?
Okay. Man,
so
you can start off. Go ahead.
I know you guys are gonna think, I'm stupid for saying this, but I think eventually in this next decade, battle royales is gonna fall off, and I feel like it's because every game is pretty much jumping on the bandwagon. Recently we Call of Duty Warzone, we got Fall Guys, even a family battle royale type of game jumping in. But like, it's just gonna get to a point where I feel like there's just gonna be so much that everybody's just gonna like get tired of it and want something new, because every other game is just gonna be pushing this out. And I feel like with the fall of battle royale, I think arena shooters might get a little bit more love as the decade goes. You know what I'm saying? Maybe. Why are you looking like that, Denzel? Yes.
This is an interesting answer.
I respect your position on this, but by your logic of like it being a saturated market and people getting tired of it and so on and so forth, arena shooters would have died a very long time ago. We went like.
But that's different.
Like 40 years of arena shooters and nothing but arena shooters. Like
I'm talking about like the battle royale scene. The battle royale scene is just gonna like die out. Maybe not die out, but like it's just not gonna be as popular as it is now. I would stick with that. Arena shooters, whatever. Don't forget I said arena shooters because we don't want to make a
backpedal. Oh man.
But yeah, yeah, that's my answer. Battle royales.
Okay, I'll still lean into what you talk about though, because even if you don't make the comparison to arena shooters, like it doesn't change the fact that arena shooters were the thing for like 40 some odd years. So you're telling me that all of a sudden like battle royales, who are pretty much just came in, like they're like what 3 years deep or whatever, they're just gonna go away after 10 years? I don't know, man. That's a tough one. I think if anything, they won't be as novel as they are now, and I don't know if maybe that's what you're trying to say. I think they'll just become another game mode. Like it'll just be like, okay, so we have this shooter game, and we have King of the Hill, and we have Capture the Flag, and we have a battle royale mode. Like it's not. I don't think it's gonna go away. That seems. Seems wild.
We'll see what the next decade, guys. Right?
Bruh, if you look at those Twitch numbers for Warzone still, and people who are just wanting to watch somebody play, let alone wanting to play themselves.
Yeah.
Man. Like that's.
I also don't even think we've scratched the surface on VR. Like we're still like in its infancy. Like there's so much more things that we can do with it. It can mature to be something very different. Like it doesn't all have to be shooters. Like it can be. Like I was talking about the other day. Like what if somebody decides to make like a Hunger Games like style game where it's not just about grabbing a gun. It's about like grabbing some sort of weapon, and you have swords and clubs and so on and so forth. Like what if there's a melee focused battle royale? Like we still haven't seen any of that stuff yet. I think that stuff's being made, and I think it'll still, personally, I still think it'll be sustainable 10 years out. I understand why you're saying what you're saying, because I don't think it'll be as big of a deal or as much of a splash or a novelty as it is right now. I think it'll just be more commonplace. Just like we don't get hyped up about an arena shooter now. Like I think that's just what it's going to be 10 years from now. It'll be like, okay, there's another BR game. Okay, cool. Like we'll play it. Like we still love BR, but I don't know. For it to go away, that's a tough one. But like I said, I respect your position, and we'll definitely have to see where it goes. For me, my pick would have to be and I'm kind of mad you mentioned it, Chris, but like the Final Fantasy style, like turn-based RPG genre, I think that's just dead. I think it's already dead. I think it will be more dead down the road. they still try to churn out those turn-based RPGs, but it just doesn't make sense. Dead. I would say turn-based anything. I think it makes less and less sense as you go along. Like turn-based RTS games, turn-based RPG games. Like I don't think that those make any sense anymore. I think everything can happen in real time, and the natural evolution to me of a Final Fantasy and whatnot. I think even the most recent Final Fantasy has
they started to lean into it.
Yeah, like real time combat systems. So I would say the real time stuff, or sorry, the turn-based stuff is going to go away, and the real time stuff will, take over. Especially with the technology, I would have to imagine that more of the reason why the the combat systems were set up that way in the past is because they didn't have the technology to make you do some of those things in real time. And now as the technologies come further along, and we have different systems in place, like the need for turn-based, it just seems unnecessary. So.
Yeah, like we see them with like games like Final Fantasy, where like before they were turn-based, and then now like I think Final Fantasy 15, where it's just like a hack and slash type of thing.
Yeah.
Even with the remake as well of Final Fantasy 7. So like I definitely agree with that point.
Yeah.
So my question to you after that is then, you think Pokemon's gonna make it through the next decade? That's a serious question. You gotta ask it.
Pokemon's gonna make it just because it's the name.
Yeah, I think Pokemon's an anomaly in that genre because you're right, it is turn-based, but I feel like it's a bit different. Like it invokes that like trading card like nostalgia piece that I don't think will go away for them. So I would say they'd be the one that's holding on. But with that being said, like I very much want a Pokemon Stadium game where like you are in full control of your Pokemon and it's all like real-time fighting and you have your combos and all that other stuff. Like, I feel like that needs to happen.
That Pokken tournament game.
It's just actually pretty lit. Pokken tournament is actually not that bad. It's alright.
But, I mean, I think the thing that sucks about that game is I think they limit it to, like, a small amount of characters.
Yeah.
But there's, like, hundreds of Pokemons to, like, get, so...
There's 1,000 now.
That's like, it's a hit. It was a miss, you know what I'm saying? Pokken tournament could have been, a good game. But... they still got a chance in the future. Maybe they'll be one of Nintendo's new releases for the new Switch. Who knows?
Hold on, let me think. I gotta get my little answer out there too, I guess, before we move on. For my answer for the genre, I think that's not gonna make it through the decade. Honestly, I think if there's not a game that comes out in the next 5 years that's truly a hitter for this genre, it's gotta be for me like fighting games because like. Dude, like, we don't get good ones no more. Like, we get ones that are, like, they're okay. Like, Injustice and stuff like that. But, I mean, we bring up Marvel vs. Capcom 2 on this pod, like, all the time, right? Because it's, like, the shit. But, like, when is the last time a fighting game made you feel like that? Or, like, any of your other favorite ones from way back in the day? It's just, it's been a while since somebody took them that serious,
I think that's slightly unfair. While I again don't disagree with what you're saying there, I think it's unfair to invoke the feeling that Marvel vs. Capcom gives you because I think a lot of that was steeped in a culture of being at your friend's house, like playing that on the same like TV or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I also will say, like you mentioned Injustice 2. That game slaps for me, bro. I love that game. I'm pretty sure it just went into Game Pass. That game is fucking fire. And Mortal Kombat, pretty sure Mortal Kombat just re-released. Was it
the complete edition?
Yeah, the complete edition. That game's also fire. So, as far as I'll put it to you like this: I don't think that the fighting game genre is setting the world on fire, but the games that are coming out, basically it's really just what's the name of the studio? NetherRealm Studio. I feel like it's just them. They just kind of have a cornhold on that because they're the ones who make Injustice and they're the ones who make Mortal Kombat. And those games are absolutely amazing. Outside of that, where are all the fighting games?
I definitely agree because nowadays, like you said, it's like only NetherRealm making games. We got MK11. When we did the Game Awards show, like it was funny because MK11 was there 2 years in a row because they released the complete edition, so they put that back in just because like the other fighting games is like where are they at?
Yeah, exactly.
it do suck because we're still gonna always get on Mortal Kombat. I'm sure they're gonna probably make another Street Fighter eventually. Smash is Smash. Everybody, we're still gonna have those games, and then the thing that's keeping those games alive is the community, because we know how big competitive fighter gamers are with the fighting games.
Yeah.
So games Smash would be still big with the esports on that, as well as Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, and I feel like the reason why those games are as good is because they just been doing it for so long that people are all right, we know this game is gonna be good, so I feel like that's the reason why people or the fighting game genre hasn't been as big, because nobody's probably taking a chance to look at these other fighting games that we probably might have heard of in the past, but never really cared about. So
yeah, I don't get why that genre isn't fighting hard to be in the games as a service space.
It's just I don't get it either.
I feel like we keep talking about this.
I don't get that either, dude.
But it's just so easy to just drop a game that, well, I guess you can't be a no-named company or come from a brand new IP and try to do that, because I guess it is kind of a tougher sell. But Capcom, what's Capcom been doing lately? Why don't you sit there and drop a Street Fighter or a Marvel vs. Capcom and just have it be one of those things where you just keep adding new players? It'll basically be relevant for forever if you just continue to add new fighters and add new costumes and add this and add that. I feel like the community's starving for that type of game. We're starving for fighters, period. But then you can give them a new service model altogether and reap the benefits of that. I feel like it's a missed opportunity for some company out there. Somebody's got to be thinking about it. Somebody's going to be trying to do it.
I'm surprised EA hasn't done something with it either, because I think about it and I'm like, bro, how has nobody, with the popularity of MMA in today's day and age, how has nobody sat there and said, yo, I'm going to make a My Player-esque game for somebody who just wants to fight?
They have My Player, a My Player thing in UFC 4 and 3.
Really? Yeah, I didn't know that. Mm-hmm. Nobody talks about it. Damn.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, nobody talks about it, but it is pretty good. I've actually bought the last 2 games.
I gotta look into that. I had no idea.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure 3 is in Game Pass. So.
Yeah, no, I've seen it with McGregor.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, I remember when Xbox dropped the Killer Instinct when the Xbox One first dropped, and I'm like, with the whole game servicing, they could. I mean,
that was what they did though. It was a games as a service type of thing. It was just early stages, but they gave the game out for free, and then you could buy fighters after the fact. So
yeah, so I mean, I remember playing Killer Instinct. I really enjoyed that game competitively. So I feel like they should just bring that back.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still out there. I mean, the game is still on,
Y'all don't want something newish though, because even with Killer Instinct, I think that got really good reviews, but it still feels like a Street Fighter clone, and it just. I'm itching for something new. I think that's why I always hold dear to stuff like Power Stone, because I feel like when that stuff that was a different kind of fighting game, Mm-hmm. I want more. I don't know. I just want something different.
Don't get it twisted,
bro. Does not happen.
Love me some Power Stone. I think we've had this conversation numerous times. That's another game that I don't know what the fuck Capcom's doing, bro. How you sitting on gems like Street Fighter and Power Stone and you're not trying to capitalize? Power Stone, we haven't seen a Power Stone in 20 years.
Bro.
That's wild.
They could just revamp the whole entire thing, make it a whole brand new rebranding, and then just make it a new thing, And I think that would hit, especially in today's day and age, with a co-op system. Dude, that would hit. But no.
Yeah.
No.
I feel like Melee style, open world games aren't. I don't know why they're not more of a thing. Anytime we have a big world where it's PvP, it always has to be a shooter. Why do we not have more Melee focused things? Yeah.
Well, I mean, wasn't that what they were trying to do with Godfall? Is that open world, or is that more looter shooter, not open world?
It's looter shooter. But I mean, I guess technically
I'm sure
it's
there's
still
like some
open
type
world.
of aspect of it. Well, wait, if we're talking about an open world melee combat game, then you could like come back to like what do you mean by open world melee combat? Because we have games like Dark Souls where it's like it's open world and you're fighting.
I'm talking about like more hand to hand, like fighters type of thing.
Oh, hand to hand, okay.
Yeah.
Let's meet up in the street and throw hands. Yeah.
Yeah, like a brawler or like even like kung fu or something. Like I feel like that's missing.
A Def Jam fight for New York,
bro. That right there. I was thinking about when you mentioned EA. I was thinking about like, oh well, what does EA have that they could make into a fighter? But yeah, that's easy. What?
Do you think that would be too cheesy in today's days? It worked back then, but I don't know about today.
It was cheesy then. It's still fun. It doesn't have to be like serious. I do feel like that's a big problem though. Is like people are trying to take themselves too seriously with some of these games. We can just go back to the ridiculousness of like all the EA big games. Like just be ridiculous as long as it's fun. That's all that matters at the end of the day.
I mean, who doesn't want to be an epic young boy? Fighting all these.
Kodak. But seriously, you get Kodak, you get all these like new like rappers who probably grew up playing that game. Bro. They'll probably be first in line like, yo, get me into the game, let's go. I'll put my music in the game. I feel like that's such a win-win for everybody because A, fans want that. B, rappers would want to be like get that exposure, rappers, singers, whatever. EA would be raking in money from many different angles because those rappers would be there like knocking at their door like, yo, I want to be in the game, Like, why are we not getting this? That would
be a dope idea. Like, put it as a service game too, where it's like, like these new rappers you find, they just put them in the game too. Like, they'll help them get exposure, and then like, people who like them, it'll help EA with the battle. Send on money. They send on money that just...
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Well, we got to dive into the actual show topics for today because I feel like that took a decent amount of time here. So
it did.
Yeah. So as we were mentioning earlier, as I've been playing this week and Manny's also been playing this week, Hitman 3 dropped. Pretty much to universally rave reviews. Everybody seems to be loving the game. I think it got a 9 from IGN. I think the game is absolutely gorgeous, a ton of fun to play. Chris, I know you didn't necessarily get a chance to play it, but I know you've been looking up some coverage. So I just wanted to start with you as far as what you've seen. Just a little bit of an impression of what you think about Hitman so far.
It looks like the game looks like Hitman, so take that for exactly like how I say it. Like you're gonna see it and you're gonna be like, oh yeah, that's Hitman. But in terms of the environments that they have the character in now, I want to say, just from looking at some of the gameplay trailers and stuff, that it's probably one of the more gorgeous Hitman. I don't know how to say that properly right now. Pause, too. It's probably one of the most nice looking games that I've seen them make in a long time. Mm-hmm. Can't really speak on the dynamics of, the playability of it and all that stuff, because that's probably where you guys come in, but just visually, it looks really good. I saw something about this dude. He chucked some old lady off a balcony. And I said, God damn. Can somebody check on Granny, please? Can somebody please go check on Grandma? God damn.
Yeah. I mean, to your point about the visuals on the game, I think it speaks a lot to the fact that this is one of the first like truly next gen games we've gotten since launch. It's only on next gen consoles and PC, and it is a absolutely beautiful game. I don't think that ray tracing is enabled on console, but I don't know. Everything about it just looks absolutely gorgeous to me. I have to agree with you. Very beautiful game. But Manny, what do you think about it so far, gameplay wise and all that jazz?
Yeah, gameplay is definitely, the graphics is definitely beautiful, as you guys brought out with the different sceneries, like going into Dubai and stuff like that. Just like, really capitalize with the next gen consoles. Really can showcase graphical wise. I also love the fact that you can just go into these situations however you like it. There's like no rules except for here's your target, you got to kill him and leave. That's it. Which is like, it may sound simple, but like the stuff you can do, is like there's so many options you can do. You can poison a person. I remember, this is from the first Hitman, so I wouldn't say it's really a spoiler, but you can like drop a chandelier on somebody in a fashion show, like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and what I really do love about what this Hitman offers, even though like you do have to pay for it, essentially, is that you do get the Hitman 1 and 2 option if you get the Game of the Year bundle, which allows you to play with basically the updated graphics and visuals and stuff like that, which is really awesome in my opinion. Yeah. So, like, for people to catch up on the story if you haven't played those. So I really do love what they did. I really think this is a great way to end the trilogy, as they say.
Yeah. I love that you.
The last game?
Yep, last game in the trilogy.
Oh, shit, didn't know that.
So now they're jumping onto the James Bond game that we were talking about last week. But I love that you brought up the ability to play the old versions of the game in this one. I think that's like one of the coolest features of the game. Because I didn't finish 2, and I didn't finish 1 or 2, but 2 seems to be where the story really starts to pick up. The first one doesn't really seem to care too much about story. It more focuses on the gameplay and the playground that exists in the game. But yeah, the fact that I could jump back into 2 and like kind of finish that up and get myself caught up with the story before I jump into 3, like in the same engine with the same beautiful graphics and all that stuff, I thought that was really, really cool. It kind of just puts everything into a nice, neat package, so you don't have to have like all these other games downloaded. So really, really good on IOI for doing that. But the thing that I love most about the game, like you've alluded to as well, is like the environment is just amazing. Like I don't think I've seen a level design like this in a very, very long time. Everything in the world is placed for a reason. Everyone in the world is placed there for a reason. Everything has a purpose, and there's literally a million different ways that you can tackle an objective. Like you mentioned, you can poison someone, right? So again, this isn't a spoiler. I'm jumping back to the very first mission in Hitman 2, which is anyone can download and play for free right now. But the mission in Hitman 2 is you basically have to break and enter into your target's house before they get home. So, you shoot out some of the cameras around the place. You break in. There's a couple different ways you could break in, but for me, the way I chose to do it was to go all the way to the top of the roof, and there was an opening. I dropped in, whatever, what have you. So I'm looking around, finding all these different things. I see in the kitchen that there's sugar and honey, and you can poison the sugar and the honey. Like, I have no way of knowing whether this is going to work or not, but I poisoned both of them because I had the items to do so. I let the mission play out a little bit. I go find some intel that I have to find on the client, or the target, I should say. And eventually the target comes home with her, like she's a bad guy, obviously. So, like, she has, like, this whole group, like, envoy of people with her. So now the level populates with all these bad guys. And her, I see her, like, in the main room, in the kitchen, talking to someone. And all of a sudden, that character says, oh, like, hey, so-and-so, can you make me a drink? Or make me some tea? So I'm like, oh, shit, like, this is perfect. Like, like this is going to be the easiest kill ever. And sure enough, the person used honey and sugar, and that character, like, took a sip. And for some reason, I don't know why this happened, because I literally poisoned her drink, but she just got sick and went to the bathroom. She didn't, like, die outright, which I thought was kind of weird. But either way, I was able to isolate her in the bathroom, and I just, like, strangled her to death, and I made my escape from there. But, like, bro, super clean. Like, it was just so cool, and there's so many different ways I could do it. Come to find out, because I went ahead and played it a second time, what I ended up doing was I waited a little bit longer. I didn't poison the drink. I waited till she went upstairs with her husband, and you can go up on the roof, and, like, early in the mission, they mentioned something about, like, she gets a phone call on the phone, and you hear, like, through the voicemail, like, their maintenance guy calling and saying, hey, just want to call to schedule a time to come and fix the ventilation system in the bathroom. Like, you don't want your whole house smelling like nail polish or whatever. I didn't think anything of it, but then when I went up to the roof when she was in the bathroom, it said, like, you can poison the ventilation system. So I put some poison in the ventilation system. Her and her husband died. I slid down and snuck the fuck out. And I just feel like that shit is so cool. Like, it essentially is a puzzle game. like wrapped up in an action game. And I just think, I don't know, like it's unique in that way. I don't feel like there are many games like that. There's just so many different ways, like I said, to tackle a particular situation, and to have all these different like vistas and all these different things happening in real time. Like another scenario, the very first mission of Hitman 3, you're in like this big tower in Dubai. So there's a ton of NPCs, a ton of different things happening, and you can't just like go walk up to the person that you're trying to kill. Like it's a lot harder than that mission I mentioned beforehand. So one of the things I ended up doing was I found this guy who was talking about how he had a meeting with the target. So I isolated him when he went to the bathroom, choked him out, took his like disguise, basically took his clothes and used it as a disguise, and then posed as him to go to the meeting, and then basically kind of played the long game, waited till there was an opportunity. Basically, I waited for an opportunity where he was showing me something, like a weapon, and I made the weapon malfunction to kill him, and then I made it out. Like, all that stuff is just cool, man. Like, I don't know. I geeked out on that. I think it's really dope. So,
yeah.
I'm looking forward to, like, and we talked about it last week too, but freaking that James Bond game is going to be so sick. It's just going to be so sick. Because you think about James Bond, he's witty, he's like quick, he's a quick thinker, he thinks on his feet. So like I see parallels between that and Hitman, and how you get placed in a situation and you have to improvise, and I can't wait.
Definitely.
That's why we need another Splinter Cell too, man.
Oh yeah, that's another.
That's the only other game that gave me.
It's been long,
like
dude.
Yeah.
They keep on teasing us, man. They put Sam Fisher in games like Rainbow Six Siege, Ghost Recon. Like, bro, why can't we just get a game with them? Man?
Don't even get me started on that.
Splinter Cell, fam.
Aside from Resident Evil, Splinter Cell is definitely like my number 2 favorite game of all time, and they've been playing with my emotions for the last like 4 years. So yeah, don't even get me started on that. But I think that is a large part of why I love Hitman so much, though. It's I feel like it's filling a void of like a stealth action-esque game that I haven't had in a while, and go play it. Go play Hitman 2. Like I said, it's free to play right now. At least the very first mission. Like I think a lot of people. I think it's something that's getting slept on a little bit. I know that, like I said, this one came out, and a lot of people are, have pretty high praises for it. It's, I mean, it's kind of silly to say, but it's already in conversation of Game of the Year. Really, just because it's the first game of the year that really has dropped. But I do think it's a masterpiece. I do think it's a really good game. I hope the conversation continues a little bit longer. I hope it doesn't just die off because it's early in the year. So
yeah. And like I said, it's what is it called? And they also give you, if you're new to the franchise, the opportunity to play the first 2. So definitely not a bad time to pick it up.
Absolutely. All right, so so jumping over to the next topic, as I mentioned earlier, and as you guys all know very well, Resident Evil, my favorite game of all time. They had a showcase this week, showing off a little bit of Resident Evil Village and a couple other things. But we'll start with Village for now. We finally got a release date.
Woo!
Finally, May 7th.
May
7th. You know where I'll be on that day. Cannot wait. Yeah. So yeah, Chris, I'm gonna start with you again, because I know, again, Resident Evil isn't exactly your thing, but I know you do have an appreciation for it. So what did you think about what you saw?
It looks pretty good, man. I can't wait to kind of see more. It hit me more like a teaser than an actual trailer, even though it was a lot longer than a teaser. Definitely had those vibes of Resident Evil 4 in there. Definitely, it had those vibes, but then it also gave me some other vibes of something newish a little bit for them a little bit. So that's why I said I kind of want to see more. I feel like that trailer just went by too quickly. Like, damn, man, I need a little bit more. But all in all, look dope. I'm here for it. I don't know if I'm into it enough to say I'm gonna get it like when it first comes out. But I see myself playing it at some point for sure. It looks good.
We still need to get you into the franchise. So I think I forgot to mention this to you, but next month, this coming month's Game with Gold, February's Games with Gold, is going to be Gears of War 5 and the original Resident Evil. So might want to download that and give it a try. It's free.
God damn it.
Might be a good place to start.
I believe Capcom has a sale on some Resident Evil titles as well.
They do.
Bruh.
They do.
Can I be honest with y'all, man?
He's like, I'm broke.
No, I mean I am broke. But can I be honest with y'all, man?
You scared?
Rick, that Evil Within shit fucked me up, Rick. I don't know how to go back in on that shit, man. Listen, dude, why do you start the game so rough? That shit was just, damn. It was just in your face, just, it's too much. And now I'm like, well, shit, can I even get past the first, quarter of the game? Don't know. I'm scarred right now, man. I need some talking to. I don't know, man.
I tell you, bro.
That's how I was, yo.
Yeah.
That's how I was.
Resident Evil eases you in better than Evil Within to me.
Because I remember playing the older ones. They definitely were better at that.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, you gotta play it with the community, bro. You gotta stream it for everybody, Got the community with you,
I would watch it.
Cheering you on. Oh, I'm definitely gonna be there. I'm probably gonna help you
stream
get through the game.
Too.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, we gotta get that happening.
See, here's the thing. Everybody, I want y'all to understand. These guys are making it seem like they're gonna come for moral support. That is not why they're gonna come. They're coming there. Wait, no. They're coming to laugh at me and to poke and point fingers and to say, look at this guy. He looking like a little punk ass. That's why they're coming to watch me. They're not coming there to cheer me on. They're coming there to watch my struggle. That's what that is.
That's cap.
It's not cap.
That's
cap. Not cap. No, it's not.
It's not cap. It's cap time.
Dude.
Wow.
Oh God, bro, I will be there for moral support. Deadass. I mean, I'll still be laughing with you, but I'll be there for moral support. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna teach you where to go and what to do and all that jazz. Like who better to play it with than me? The number one Resident Evil fan. Right here, your boy.
I'm just so traumatized.
I got you, man. Shout out to Javon. I helped Javon through his playthrough. Well, his attempted playthrough of Resident Evil 2. He gave up. Whatever.
Facts.
But, I was there. I was trying to help him out back when he was still on Mixer. Rest in peace, Mixer.
Rip Mixer. God damn it.
But yeah, man.
Facebook streaming? No, it's not.
But yeah, aside from that, viewers, listeners, if you guys, you want to see Chris streaming some Resident Evil, drop something in the chat, drop something in the comment section, let us know.
Dropping that in the chat for when he be dying.
When I start doing these YouTube videos, I'm gonna record all these shits and upload them, and my thumbnail literally is gonna say, "Why I be playing these shits."
We'll be on the lookout for that.
Mm-hmm.
Look out for the "Why I be playing these shits" series coming soon. Jesus.
All right. Well, Manny, let's get your impressions on Resident Evil Village, bro. What you thinking about it?
Yeah. First off, we're gonna start by saying the game looked beautiful. A1, like steak sauce. The game, what I'm saying, it's just got that feeling to it. From when when you look at it, and you just see how the forest is and everything like that. The castle, bro. The castle looked crazy, and I got to since I had a PS5, got my hands on the little demo. It was a little short, to my liking, but it's a little demo, so I mean, I'm not surprised it was that short. It was like I could have been in 7. I could have been in 7 minutes.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I was kind of scared. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, it was more to showcase the graphics and everything like that. The game looks amazing again. With has a little Resident Evil 4 features with the inventory system and stuff like that. You got the merchant back, of course, selling you everything. So I'm really excited for May 7th.
Word. Yes, sir. May 7th. I can't wait either. I agree with you. Actually, both of you. The vibe I'm getting from this is Resident Evil 4, and that Resident Evil 4 is hands down my favorite Resident Evil of all time. I think it's the most influential one of all time. It, like we mentioned last week, it's woven its way into other genres and other franchises such as Gears of War. So yeah, I'm I'm really looking forward to it. I love the feel of the mansion. I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty concerned about these three witches. The fact that they just be materializing out of crows or whatever they were, bees or whatever it was.
Bro, I was scared in the demo. Bro, I was walking down the stairs in the demo, and then like everything just went silent, and it was like, I'm watching you.
Oh,
and then
bro.
like, bro, I looked at the camera when I was streaming. I was like, I'm not going, I'm not gonna make it. Walk down the stairs, to the door where I had to go to leave, and then like she just came out of nowhere, you know, with the bats and everything like that, and just became like, she just like came out my neck, man. It scarred me, man. I don't know if I'm gonna do it.
Oh, bro.
Yeah, understand. I feel your goop. I'm right there with you, bro. Right there with you.
Well, we gotta power through it, bro. We gotta power through it. It's looking like it's gonna be
playing
crazy.
these shits, man. Oh god.
I want to figure out why Ethan's in there in the first place, right? Like, how you go from, I don't know, being down in the bayou in Louisiana or whatever, what have you, and now all of a sudden you're in this like weird village castle situation with these three witches trying to come kill you. Like, I don't know about that one, fam. I don't know, but definitely looking forward to seeing what's going on. I feel like the promotional material seems to keep avoiding Ethan's face. I wonder if there's something going on with that story wise. Like, I know that they didn't really work too hard to try to show his face in Resident Evil 7, but for those of you who don't know, Ethan Winters is the main character. So, but yeah, man, I'm really looking forward to it. But we got another little surprise out of the showcase here. So we got our first look at Reverse or RE-verse. Oh boy, yeah, Chris's face says it all. You know, being a big Resident Evil fan, I gotta say that one was a big old disappointment. It's basically their multiplayer component that they're attaching to Resident Evil Village. My first question or my first thought is, why is it cell shaded? Like, I don't know.
They're going for the comic book look, yo.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mean,
Manny, what do you think about it, man?
It's gonna be free for when you buy Resident Evil 8. I'm not gonna play it. I mean, I might touch it for a day or two, but nah. Yeah. It just looks like a cheesy PvP, you know, 3v3 type of game. Like, it's just, you know, they're trying, but they suck. I'll be real with you. So many opportunities for a good Resident Evil game, even if it's like even if you make another Resident Evil game that is multiplayer, but in a sense where it's co-op, I'll be happy with that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But like these last two multiplayer times with Reverse and the other one, I forgot what the other one's called, but like Resistance.
It's not it, bro. It's weak.
It's just not it. I mean, you know, we're gonna be playing the multiplayer beta next week. Me and Denzel. So we'll be at least testing the game out. So we can't really say how we really feel until we try the game, but from the looks of it, it just doesn't look like my cup of tea.
Yeah. I say the same, man. Ugh. But yeah, Chris, what do you think of it, man? I know you pretty much
I am actually a little bit more optimistic than you two. Because I don't really know much about it. I mean, I feel like I saw the trailer and all that, and I agree, I don't get why they would choose to make the PvP mode specifically cell shaded. Like, I don't have an issue with it being cell shaded, but it's just an odd choice to, like, why? I don't get that. But aside from that, I mean, I don't know how the gameplay mechanics work in this mode. I don't know how the whole zombie mechanics work in this mode. Like, I don't really know. So I'm not gonna sit here and shit on it 100% because I might play it and might think it's kind of lit. You know, I don't know. Now, on first impression, does it blow me away? No. But I guess I'm just open to it being better than a lot of people are thinking it's going to be. But if it's trash, it's trash. It's not going to disappoint me either way. It's just... Because, like, you got to be real. Do you expect to be getting multiplayer with a Resident Evil game? No. At the end of the day, it's just extra content. But they could have just gave us the game. Right? Without any extra stuff. It's like extra content, man. You know, If you throw me an extra game mode on top of the game, but the game itself is fire, and then this little extra whatever ain't what up?
Yeah.
You know.
I feel that. I mean, yeah, I'm not like particularly mad about it or anything. I just wish that there was more, because Resident Evil has shown in the past that they will add like quirky little game modes in there. Like I know they had Mercenaries in Resident Evil 4, which was, I mean, I enjoyed that though. That was actually a lot of fun. But yeah, I do want a multiplayer Resident Evil game. I know that some people feel like weird about, companies and franchises making multiplayer games just for the sake of making a multiplayer game, but I feel like there's an opportunity there. Like all the different things that have taken place in the world of Resident Evil from I think the thing with Raccoon City is probably the easiest thing that you can jump back to, like where everything really kicked off in Resident Evil 2 when the outbreak happened in Raccoon City. There are so many different people who are dealing with that situation. It's almost like The Walking Dead, right? Like The Walking Dead, there's so many different perspectives to a zombie outbreak or a zombie apocalypse. Like you're telling me you can't just find like some scenario that fits within the story of Resident Evil, where there's a band of people just running around trying to survive from a bunch of zombies. Like I don't know. I feel like there's so much more that they can do with it.
I didn't mean to cut you off, but I feel like, you know how everybody we know pretty much in the DLC crew, we like playing zombies in like Call of Duty. Like I feel like they could easily make a zombies mode in Resident Evil where you're just out here surviving round by round,
exactly,
killing zombies.
Make a horde mode,
and then the map could just be like one of the maps could be the police station, and like from Resident Evil 2. And you're just looking around, looking for keys and stuff like that. Or if you want to go to Call of Duty route, you just need a certain amount of points to buy the door. But, it's just an easy concept to do. And it's just so many missed opportunities with the new engine they have, with Resident Evil 2 and 3, how, like, the game feels great for, like, action-wise with the gunplay and all that kind of stuff. Like, you can easily just, like, make that into a zombies mode instead of this cheesy PvP you got.
Yeah, I don't get it.
And it will sell because we already know everybody loves zombies.
Yeah, exactly, bro. The fact that people who are making an actual zombies game are getting outshined by people who are making a first-person shooter like military game. What? Like literally at the bare minimum, just copy what they're doing, right? Like, just copy it and make it Resident Evil. That's it. Like, come on.
I agree.
Sure, it makes more sense in your game.
It just makes so much more sense. Like, instead of this, Nazis, we're going to talk about Nazis again, even though we're not even in, like, the Nazi time frame in Call of Duty. And all these Nazis have created zombies again. Like, it doesn't make sense, but yet people still love it, and it works. Like, you have a game where zombies make sense. They're a real thing, and there's a reason why they exist. Like, man, it kills me. It really kills me.
I'm still waiting for the zombie BR, man. I'm still waiting for that.
Exactly, yeah. Like we outlined last
that
episode.
Too.
That concept could be so cool. Like, yeah, this brings me to more of what I wanted to say about the showcase as a whole. I feel like, in general, I was pretty disappointed. I loved what I saw from Resident Evil Village. But pretty much that was all we saw was Village, Reverse. They talked a little bit about the Netflix show that's coming up, and that was it. And this is right around the time of their 25th anniversary, right? I think it's March 22nd is when the first Resident Evil first came out, so that will be their 25th anniversary. You announced the showcase, alluding to the fact that you have some announcements, and all we get is Village, which is great. Reverse, which is meh, and then like you gloss over the Netflix special. It's like, yeah, we're really hard at work on it. Pan to the next thing. Like
he's like, come in 2021. That's it,
bro. What? Could we get a trailer? Could we get something?
Yeah, for real.
Also, we got no Resident Evil 4 remake announcement. Like, come on. Like, I get. Minnie made a point earlier. Like, it kind of doesn't fully make sense to announce something like that because it could hurt the sales of Village, but I don't really see it that way, especially if the game's not coming out anytime soon. I would have to imagine that game's coming out 2022, 2023. Announce it. Like, it's something. Like, you don't even need to show us a trailer. You could just be like, hey, we're remaking Resident Evil 4. Like, and it would make such an easy tie-in to you showing off Village, because obviously Village has that same vibe. It's got the same inventory system. Like, man, I feel like I've been saying this a lot recently, but there's just so many missed opportunities from these companies, man. Like, I don't know everything, and I definitely wouldn't know how to run a company like that. But man, like, how you gonna have a showcase, you hype it up, and you only show off 2 games, and then one, like, half-assed topic? Like, be better, Capcom. Be better.
When they said the showcase, I wasn't expecting like an hour-long showcasing all these different things. I was, like, at least expecting a half an hour. 15 minutes? 15 minutes to showcase a gameplay trailer and the gameplay of the Resident Evil Village, and then, like, I don't know, like, I just felt like it was just too much hype for something as little as that.
It was. Oh, wait. We forgot, though, Manny. We did get one other thing. We got a tie-in with The Division, too. So cool, guys. So cool. We got uniforms in Resident Evil 2 Stars uniforms in The Division 2. Like, we didn't even get like there's gonna be a zombies mode and we're partnering with them, and we didn't even get that.
Man, I don't even play The Division 2, so I'm good.
Bruh. Disappointment. Very upsetting.
I know, especially for a 25th anniversary.
For real, yeah.
It's better than another Smash character, guys. All right.
We're not doing that.
It was like, no Smash character.
Just saying.
Leon Kennedy.
I mean, it would be the same character.
I think Leon would make more sense for Smash, though, because Resident Evil 4 came out on GameCube, so I feel like that might make some sense.
True.
But yeah, Chris, we're not doing that. I'm not holding them to that standard. I'm holding. Resident Evil starts fucking up, their feet are being held to the fire on this podcast. Ain't no way I'm being associated with some shit where the developers of my favorite franchise start fucking up to the point where we're talking about them like Nintendo and fucking Smash characters. Hell no. No. We hold them to a higher standard here. I'm not about that shit.
Oh, the finger came out, yo. He is not playing. It's
go to Kemba out here.
I'm gonna take your rant section from you, bro. I'm about to be the one ranting up in here.
Oh, that's super funny, bro. Super funny.
Well, like we mentioned, showcase was a bit of a disappointment. And speaking of disappointments, Friday morning, really, Microsoft, just out of the blue, hits us with some pretty crazy news where they're doubling the price of Xbox Live. Man, and the internet went crazy. People were freaking out, I mean, rightfully so. They like we talked about, we like to hold companies' feet to the fire, and Twitter in particular was not holding back. Everybody and their mother was coming at Xbox. I think there was a pretty decent amount of time where Microsoft and Xbox were trending on Twitter. Yeah, in the course of all that backlash, people being upset, doubling the price of Xbox Live to the point where, for those who don't know, Xbox Live specifically is typically $60 for 1 year, and they pushed it up to be $120, which is a crazy, crazy jump. So yeah, after all that backlash, Friday night comes along, Microsoft decides to do the right thing, and they announced that they were going to cancel the price hike, and they were going to take it a step further and make free-to-play games not require Xbox Live Gold. They'll truly be free-to-play. So that means your Fortnites and your Call of Duty Warzones, those games will not require any Xbox Live Gold. And I think, obviously, the backlash was pretty swift, and the decision to try to double the price of Xbox Live Gold seemed like a boneheaded move in the first place. But I do commend Microsoft for really listening to the community and making a change that quickly. Like, I would have to imagine that they didn't make that decision lightly in the first place. There had to be multiple meetings. Like, that had to have been a conscious effort. Like, you don't just make a price change on a whim. So I think they had to have known that there would be some backlash. They may not have expected it to be as swift as it was. And let's be honest, right? A good chunk of the Xbox community, from what we can tell, they're not really using Xbox Live Gold. They're on Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. And that didn't change in price whatsoever. But it just felt so universally bad that I think everybody had something to say. So, it's like you said, it's a great thing that it's no longer there. It's no longer taking place. And, again, kudos to Microsoft for taking it a step further and, really finally making free-to-play games truly free-to-play on the platform. But I want to get your guys' input on this. So, Manny, let me know what you think.
Like you said, with Game Pass Ultimate being a thing where it combines Gold and Game Pass, it's true that this probably could have been like an attempt from Microsoft to be like, all right, let's find a way to get people's attention away from just the Gold membership itself and try to get to only buy Game Pass itself. Mm-hmm. And if it was an attempt to do that, it was a pretty bad one because, I was furious myself. And me, for somebody who owns Game Pass Ultimate and has that subscription, so it may not matter to me, but there are some people who are out there who only have Xbox Live Gold just to play, just to have the Gold membership only. Like, they don't have Game Pass, which is, up to them. It's not my decision to make for them or anybody else's decision. So the fact that they have to take the punishment just to play online games, it was disappointing for Microsoft, but it's a good thing they listen to the fans. It shows that they really care about what we think, and it shows, like I said, some bad may have happened, but in the end, Microsoft did listen. They do care about the community, and I'm glad they didn't change the price. But like you said, also, for the people that were only paying for the Gold membership just to play those free games like Warzone, Fortnite, stuff like that, they also get the added bonus of not having to worry about buying membership anymore. So that's a plus as well. So, shout out to Microsoft for finally doing the free-to-play thing unlocked.
Yeah, for sure. Chris, what about you? What was your initial reaction and, what you think about the whole situation?
Initial reaction. So, for the record, people, my initial reaction whenever I get a price increase in anything is, what the fuck? So I'm just throwing that out there, right? Just off rip. So after that, I might have said it again, and then I was kind of annoyed because, like you said, it doesn't really affect us because we got the Game Pass, but we care about the community. I remember when I was a kid and getting live every month and getting it consistently and all those things was a lot harder to do when you're little and you don't have like a fortunate home to like always kind of have that stuff. So for that kid who's trying to just play with his friends and just have a little escape after school or whatever, yeah, that kind of sucks because you might have made it hard for him to do that. You know what I mean? Like, some people could afford $60 and they're barely scratching it by, and then you're talking about 120. Like, that's a major increase out of nowhere. So I look at it from two sides. The business side of me will say, well, it's their shit, so they can do what they kind of want to do with their stuff. Because the funny thing is, like, we buy their hardware, but people act like you buy their hardware and then, like, you kind of, like, just own Xbox. It's like, no, you buy the hardware, and then you also are buying access to their services because that's part of it. You cannot use Xbox Live without some kind of Xbox something. You know what I'm saying? Like,